Hello there, and welcome back to my tying bench once again. In this tutorial I'm going to tie you up another classic wet fly pattern. This is the parmachene belle, and it's been around for many years, long time, and it's a really cool looking fly, and it has the duck quill wings, two colors married together. And there's different versions of this fly. I've got this one out of my book, The Universal Fly Tying Guide by Dick Stewart. And it's also tied with a three color combination wing. I've seen it tied that way, and also with the duck quill for the tail as well. But just tying this is, I guess you'd say, the simpler version. I've tied pretty much all the versions, but I thought I'd show you this one here. It's not too bad to tie, so I'll get this guy the vise, fresh hook in, we'll get started here. Okay, the hook is a mustad 3399 standard wet fly hook, and I'm going to tie him up on a size 10 this time. So we'll get that locked in the vise here. Okay, now thread, I'm using white thread because the reason I use white thread a lot of times when I'm tying with floss bodies and whatnot, the white thread underneath keeps the floss more bright after you fish it, because if you use black thread, a lot of times the floss will the black will seep through the floss and it'll discolor it quite a bit. So I like to use the white just to keep that bright colors anyway. Okay, so I'll start by about a hook eye length behind, and we'll wrap back here to just about to the barb and snip that tag end off. Okay, snip him out of there. Now, okay, for the tail, I got red and white soft hen hackles here, and I'm going to take a little bit of each for the tail, mix them together. A little bit of white, and I'll pull off a little bit of the red. Okay, now just take those and mix them together here, trying to keep the tips even. Okay, and the easiest way I find to do that is just take it in your fingers like so and just give it a little spin back and forth. Just mix it up. And the main thing is try to keep the tips even as you do that, and then just mix them together. And there we go. Okay. Now I want my tail to be a hook shank length like always, so we'll measure that back. Come up around with a pinch wrap, catch that in, pull straight up on it there. I'm going to wrap back a couple wraps, just like so, and there's our tail. Okay, now I'm going to trim that excess to where I want the body to end here, so we'll trim that off. Now the rib is small gold flat tinsel, and I'm going to come in and catch that on the other side here, on the far side. Catch that in. Yeah, I'm going to pull that to the same length, boot body length. A couple wraps to hold that in. Now I'm using yellow floss, so and I have the yellow floss on a bobbin. I just find that easier to put on that way. So I'm going to do the same with the yellow floss. I'm going to catch that in here on my side this time. Pull that the length. Okay, make a couple wraps back, and then we're going to tie all this down forward. Try to keep touching wraps here. All the way up here we'll go to the tie off point. Okay. There we go. Just a few more wraps. Just like so. Okay. Now I'm going to begin to wrap that floss. First couple wraps I want right in front of the tail. I just want to check the other side there. That looks pretty good. Okay. Just going to turn the fly this to the side here to wrap. It's just, I find that easier to wrap sometimes that way. Okay, I'll bring it back up. And as you can see, sometimes floss has a tendency to fray on you. That's the only thing about it. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, we're just about up to the tie off point. Okay, right there, I'll come underneath, tie that guy off, just like so. Come in and trim that off nice and close. And any frayed fibers there, I'm just going to trim those out. Just like so. Okay, now I'm going to wrap the rib, and I'm going to first wrap right in front of the tail there. Then we'll come up, get a wrap forward, evenly spaced wraps, just like so. And we'll tie that guy off. A couple wraps behind, and I'm going to come in and wrap back on him, lock him in there nice and tight. Snip him off. Okay, now next step is our throat, so I'm going to turn that fly upside down there. Okay, same as the tail. Going to have a few red fibers and a few white mixed together for the throat. So I'll pull some off of each color once again. Some white and some red. Okay, I'll mix those together. Okay, I have another bunch there. I'm just going to do the same thing, give them a little twist. Get them colors all mixed. Okay, and we'll tie that in for the throat. I want it to come back just past the hook point of ways. It's usually where I like to see it. Okay. I'll check that, see if it's where I want it. Okay, that looks pretty good right there, so turn that back around so I can snip that excess out a little easier. And I want to try to snip that nice and close as possible. Okay, I'm just going to bind that down. Alrighty, so there's our throat. Now I'm going to wrap back to where I want to tie the wing on here. Alright, now the wing I got ready here. I got two slips ready. Whoops, I did have, they just fell on me. Just bear with me here, I just got to pick them up. Okay. Okay, now same deal, I'm going to tie them I want those about to come back about almost to the end of the tail, but not quite. Right on top. Okay, now I'm going to come in here for the soft loop, first down, and I'm going to pull straight up and back down once again. Check those. Okay, they look pretty good right there. That looks fine, so I'm going to wrap a couple more wraps forward, nice and snug. Just make sure they're straight on top. That looks good right there. Alrighty. Okay, this one here I just want to pull down just a bit. I want to adjust these just a hair. Okay, I don't like the way those are setting, so I'm gonna. One thing, good thing about it, you can always backtrack if you don't like the way it looks, and start over. Okay, once again I'll put them on top. And I'll come up with a pinch loop straight down, and pull straight up, and wrap forward, and see how they're looking there. There we go, that's better. Alrighty, so I'm going to come in, snip that excess off nice and close. There we go. Then I'm just going to take my thread and start right behind the eye and wrap back over top of those wing butts there. Just like so. Start forming a head on this guy. Alrighty. Now, the head is black, so like you see me do in other videos, I'm going to get my Sharpie out here again. I'm going to color up that thread. And we'll get that going here and get a black head on this guy. Okay. Just like so. There we go. Alrighty. Now, all that's left on this guy is a whip finish, so I'm going to color up a little bit more thread here. And we'll do our whip finish and he'll be a done deal. So, get 4 or 5 turns on him here. Okay. That's pretty good there. Snug that down nice and tight. Come in and snip off the excess. And there he be. Another size 10 parmachene belle. Okay, now all I left to do is take my Solares and cover up those thread wraps. Okay. Just work that around. Okay, that's good right there. Okay. Let's bring in my light here. Just got a little bit too much on there that time. I'm just gonna take some of that off. There we go. Alrighty, cure him up. Okay. Done deal. So there we have it, the parmachene belle, a real old classic wet fly. I thought you might like to see that one tied up. Like I say, there is different versions of it. I find they're different in a lot of the different books I have. It's tied different, but I thought I'd show you this one. You might find this one a little easier to do than some of the others. See if I can get a close up without this darn camera screwing up on me like it has been. Okay, that's about closest I'm going to get, I guess. Anyway, like always, I want to thank you very much for watching. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe or throw in a like too if you wish. I really appreciate that a lot. And I want to thank you for watching. And until next time, happy tying, everyone. I shall see you again soon, and so long for now, folks. Yeah.